Hi, my name is Philip, and this is my vlog for March 6th, 2018. Today's Daily Bread, the Daily Bread I'm vlogging about, is titled Like a Little Child, right? And the author talks about seeing a little girl, and she's dancing in the aisle, and like without a care in the world, without being embarrassed, just expressing joy, right? And the author kind of longs to join her, longs to like return to that free feeling of being a child and being able to just dance for joy, right? Or in worship. And she says that she doesn't because, you know, it's a childish thing to do. You can't do that, right? As an adult, right? It's not proper. This is paired with a passage in Mark where where people bring children to Jesus to bless them, right? And the disciples are upset and they're like, you know, Jesus doesn't have time for these little kids. These kids don't matter. They're not important. You know, he's got important stuff to do, right? But Jesus says, no, let them come to me. You know, the kingdom belongs to such as these. Don't keep them from me, things like that, right? And he basically uses as a lesson to the disciples that like, hey, you think that they're not important, but you know, they have a childlike innocence and they are able to express worship and love without like a lot of the baggage that us adults have, right? Because we learn to do like cost benefit analysis is to not immediately trust, right? But what we need to do is just wholeheartedly trust God. And children who rely completely on adults for their safety, their care, their food, have no choice but to trust and are completely ready to trust their parents because, again, they have no choice, right? And the passage, the Daily Bread goes on to talk about how we need to be like that. We need to like find that childlike love and trust. And yeah, it's a really good message. Like I said, because children rely so much on outside people, it's easy for them to trust someone, right? And we need to trust in that same way God, right? A lot of times people are worried about what they'll lose, or, you know, they're like, I want to trust God, but you know, but what if this happens, right? Well, if that happens, God is going to provide for you either way, right? So we should be trusting God, right? The insight talks about the rich young ruler coming and being upset that he has to give up all his stuff in order to follow God, right? But you know, a little child may not have much stuff, right? And so giving up what they have which has all came from somewhere else, right? Just like us and God, are able to sometimes do that a little bit better. Not always. There are some kids who have trouble sharing, but you know. And yeah, it's a good message. I think that it is hard to just let it go and not stress and just be like a child, just trusting because you have no reason not to trust because they haven't learned not to trust yet. And just trusting wholeheartedly and almost blindly their parents, right? Their parents will tell them all kinds of things that are not true, and maybe that's a problem, but they still trust them, right? But how much more should we trust God, who doesn't lie to us and who is completely honest with us and also wants the best for us and can provide the best for us, right? And yeah, it's just something that we need to remind ourselves about, pray about, and ask God for help to believe this, help our disbelief, things like that, help us to be more childlike in our faith. And yeah. So again, if anyone's watching, thank you. This vlog is just mainly for me, really, to force me to dig a little deeper into Daily Bread. It's a way for me to kind of have a regular schedule, even though I'm late on this one. And but I did read the Daily Bread and think about it and consider it, but I didn't have time to film a video and post it. But yeah, but here it is. If someone watched this, I hope you found some value. If you did, great. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, put them in the comments below. And yeah, thank you for watching. And if you have any prayer requests, sometimes it's a little bit easier to share a very big prayer request with someone you don't know because they will not judge you the same way necessarily, or they won't have all the inside knowledge that might make that prayer request more embarrassing or something, right? So yeah, if you have prayer requests, I'd be glad to pray for you. But otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a good day, and God bless you.